Hey, you know what it is. You are tuning in to Outside Raps with your boy, Dizzy B. Spill.
Was a true addict, like money coming to me automatic, like everything I do is cinematic.
Yeah.
Bad bras looking at your boy, like follow me, they on a convoy.
Oh, man.
Everybody know I
So we got a special guest in the building. Hey, my brother Jamal. Jamal, tell the listeners who you are and what you're representing on that shirt, man.
I am Jamal Armstrong. I am Mr. Jollies actually today.
Okay.
The Jollies LLC, dope toy store.
Okay.
Or I guess e-commerce toy store because we don't have no physical location. www.thejollies.com.
Hey.
TheJolliesLLC.com.
Hey.
I'm not trying to plug on you.
Hey. I'm just
TheJolliesLLC.com.
I'm just hanging, man.
Hey, man. You know, some cheap fun or some expensive fun, depending on what kind of fun you want to have. But it's there. It's there. The fun is there.
Right. Well, wanted to get in some topics. I mean, we're going to talk about, matter of fact, that's what I want to do first. I wanted to talk about the brand, what made you go in that direction, and how you got started, and how you feel about being in that industry.
So, I'm going to be honest with you. I just been nasty my whole life. I've been nasty my whole life. I don't know no other way to put it. I just been nasty my whole life. And they always kind of told us in school and outside of school, like, do what make you happy, right?
Okay.
Most of us love the music.
Okay.
You know? And most of us love the nasty, and I think just by default we all do the music.
Yeah.
We don't.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So I was just like, hey, man, there's too many people rapping on beats and stuff, and you feel me, making beats, and I'm not as good as them, so let's be nasty, you feel me, and just get paid for it, you know what I mean? Nah, but seriously, marriage.
Okay.
Marriage was a big part of that, being in a relationship, and knowing that I could no longer be the creep that I was, you know, and experimenting all over the place, doing everything that I wanted to do all over the place.
Okay.
And being in a relationship just kind of like, you know, you just got this small little square, so
yeah,
how many things is we about to do inside this square? And that's where that idea came from. And I had a few older friends who were married for a long time, and they would just kind of give you the same old advice, like, yo, man, don't get married. Yo, man, don't sign your life away, man. They change, you know what I mean? Like, they was letting you know, like, your Pokemon gonna evolve after you own it for a little while, so be careful. You're gonna lose trust with that thing.
Yeah, that's real.
But no, like, when we go through anniversaries, when we go through birthdays, if they don't tell us what they want, most of us don't know what to get them.
We don't know.
Like, you know, my lady just told me, we got an anniversary coming up in October. My lady just told me, like, oh, I want you to go get me some earrings and a chain. And they gonna match. The earrings and the chain, they gonna match. And she told me the store to go to.
Oh.
Right?
Specific directions.
Right. So I know I got 3 months to get this done.
Okay.
But am I going to do it, though?
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, you know I'm going to do it. I ain't got no choice but to do it. But that's the whole point, though, right? Like, previously, like, if she was to leave me high and dry and not tell me the things that she wanted, I wouldn't really know how to spice up our relationship. I wouldn't really know how to spice up our home life or anything like that, because I'm just kind of following suit. Not to say that I'm the submissive in the relationship, but she's the kind of the person that pushes the fun. She programs the fun for us. So, you know, toys.
Yo, it's good to have, like,
toys.
It's definitely good to have somebody like that, because sometimes it's bad when both people don't know how to do that.
Man.
And I think that's the great thing about relationships, and sometimes the concept of opposites attract is just like you rub off on each other. You pick up each other's habits. It's like, I know you've heard before, people in relationships, you know, they start sounding like each other because they're rubbing off on each other. You know what I'm saying?
Man. It's like I don't know if it's called groupthink, but just for lack of a better term, right? It's just like when we hanging out with all those friends, like, remember being in school? What's something popular that, like, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something just so small like that. We all saying it. I don't know where it came from. I don't know who I picked it up from.
But it was contagious.
Somebody said it, and now we all saying it. So now we all sound the same. But you notice, like, when people meet us from outside of our immediate circle, they'll be like, "Oh, you sound like blah blah blah." Are you? I'll do the whoop-de whoop. That's how my relationship is too. I'm sure that's how your relationship is.
Yeah. Absolutely. I wanted to also highlight. I thought it was dope that, you know, when you explained to me that you was doing the brand and in the direction and the lane that you're going in, I was like, yo, you don't see that many people that are of our hue, you know, doing what you're doing in that particular lane. And I don't like to count celebrities because it's like 1 foot in and 1 foot out. It's like versus us having to knock on the door and find ways around the door and everything like that. But for somebody like that's similar to the average person like ourselves that, you know, has a family, 9 to 5 living and things like that, to go into that lane, I thought that was dope and I thought that was interesting. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it.
And so that's why I was like, we gotta talk about it, man. But have you got like some great feedback on some of the products that you guys got, and like do you have any funny scenarios like getting started or a review or anything like that?
So right away, the story that I wanted to tell you, I was just like, nah, you can't do that. You don't want to bust out the consumers, you know. But yeah, I do have a story. It's not. I don't know if it's gonna have a big impact for you or the listeners, but for me, it kind of put things into perspective, right? Because I've always been told sex sells.
I mean,
I'm selling sex accessories. You know what I mean? Like additives. You know what I mean?
Fries.
Why? Come on, vitamins. So why wouldn't somebody want to take these? Right? I never thought that I would actually have to sell them. Right. So me and the wife, like I said, on one of these anniversary trips, she wanted to go to, I think, Huntington Beach.
Okay.
Is that in Los Angeles?
Yeah, close. Yeah, SoCal. SoCal, yeah.
So we go to Huntington Beach, and I'm being smart because we spending money. So I'm like, we might as well get some money too. Let's bring them toys,
right?
You know, so we can go ahead and promote and market and all that good stuff while we out there. You know, let's wear our T-shirts and our hats and everything. You know, don't forget to get my shorts, right? And we go to the beach.
Right.
We got our little cases and backpacks with us full of free products.
Okay.
Free products, right?
There you go.
I couldn't give no free products away, bruh.
Wait, what?
Bruh, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, I don't know if my energy was off or if her energy was off, but it was like the first 7 people that we went up to, it's groups of like teenagers, people in their early 20s, which I'm learning probably not. They not the audience, by the way.
Okay.
You know, you think they are, but they not.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But they didn't want it, man. They didn't want it. And I don't know if it was because black guy was giving it to him or if it was because of my wife, you know what I mean? I don't know, but it was hard to give up that free stuff. And it felt weird. I almost felt like...
yeah, I've never seen a scenario where it was difficult to give things
free
away.
Stuff away, bro. And I'm gonna be honest, the ignorance in me was just kind of like, man, these motherfuckers is not taking my shit. Like, I'll force you to take this shit. Give me your pocket, bro. You know what I mean? Like, but nah, like that was really like a wake up call because in my mind, I'm thinking like this is gonna be the easiest thing to do. Like, you're gonna take this toy for free because you want it.
Well, sex sells and you're giving it for free.
For free, bro.
Right.
For free. But it wasn't happening. But as time went on, you know who was taking the free stuff?
Who?
The older women, the older couples, the older men. They was taking it. And they had no shame. They was even asking, like, what does this little massager do? Oh, it fits on your keychain. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't mind at all because it wasn't no shame in what they had going on.
Yeah.
I feel like if you would have run into a younger Jamal, right? Maybe catch me at 18, 19, and you like, you want these free toys?
Yeah.
I'd be like, free toys? I got everything. You know what I mean? I got everything. Why would I need a toy? My stuff worked. Because I didn't quite understand, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, them is the people that I'm trying to give the stuff to. It's the same people that's like, why would I need a toy? Why would I need something to add to my fun? You know, we ain't even maximize the fun that we have already.
Yeah.
You know, but little do they know, in a few years, they'll be looking. They'll be looking, man. And if they don't, they girl gonna be looking.
They quiet now, but they gonna be talking again.
They gonna be talking again, you know?
Yeah, man, that's dope, bro. Like,
thank you.
You know, just the entrepreneurship, I think the journey is interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? It's a challenge, but just all that experience, it matters. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
and
sir.
so, you have a new motivation, and at the end of the day, there was something that you learned in that experience. And that's something that a lot of people miss that because they're so focused on the goal that they miss that a lot of times. Like, oh, okay, like I learned something here. It didn't go my way, but this is something that I needed to experience. So I think
Facts.
that's pretty dope.
Ain't nobody gonna come save you, man.
Nah.
Ain't nobody gonna come save you.
Nah.
I've been listening to this song by this. I don't know. I think the guy name is Rex, but the chorus is "Ain't nobody gonna come save you. You gotta save yourself."
Nah, that's real.
Right?
That's real.
That applies to so many things, man. Like in that scenario, I thought me giving these free toys away was gonna be a mutual thing. Like you gonna get on my Instagram or you gonna get on my Twitter.
Yeah, you gonna tap in.
Something, you know what I mean? And you might not buy, but the people around you might buy.
Right.
Yeah, man, no, that's not happening. And it's not gonna be that easy. I'm glad that I learned that early because I would be sitting here disappointed. You know
It
what
never
I mean?
goes as planned, bro, when you start this business stuff. But the crazy thing is the stuff that you didn't plan for now becomes a part of your plan. You know what I mean?
Hey, I like that. Say it again. Okay.
No, but for real,
I
it did
like it.
not for real. Like it never goes as planned, but the stuff that you didn't plan for, it becomes a part of your plan. Absolutely. Like
Yes, sir.
I just from experience, man. So, that's definitely dope. And you already know what to do. Y'all need to show some love. Y'all need to check out the Jollies. There's dope product. I've checked out the website. There are some things that are brewing where I'm like, yeah, that's what we doing. So make sure you definitely check that out for real. And yo, we gonna wrap it up, bro. Cause just in case the listeners may not know and understand, we go way back.
Yes, we do.
We go way back, man.
To yesteryears.
And we've been saying for a long time, yo, we need to have some of our conversations should be documented. You know what I'm saying? And so it's time to get the documentations going. You know what I'm saying?
My mind immediately went to, I'm glad some of those old conversations weren't documented. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
of course.
A lot of confusing moments in life.
Yo, those are
You know
gonna
what
be
I mean?
those are permanent archives.
Come on, man.
For real.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Learning a lot of lessons just right off the cuff. Just bam.
Real talk, man. So, just get right into it. We have a lot of conversations because we always talking about different current events. Your thoughts on gang culture, man, as far as like what you're seeing on the internet right now and just how it's really created its own lane. Because, when we were coming up, gang culture was, you knew that a certain artist was banging a certain set or whatever the case it was.
Kinda.
Yeah, kinda.
Kinda.
But now it's like a whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. You got, this man and Whoop-de-Whoop and Bloodshot and Crip Whoop-de-Whoop. And it's just like, what are your thoughts on like how it's been represented now? And in my opinion, I think certain things are getting out of control. But just like, what are your thoughts on that, man? Just based off things that we've chopped it up before.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And just like we always do, and just like I always do, I'm going to be difficult with my answer, because I'm going to be honest with you. And I don't know if anybody going to relate. Hopefully you can since you're right here.
Yeah.
It's an ignorance in me, right? I don't know if I picked it up from our culture. I don't know if I picked it up from my upbringing or what. But the ignorance in me early in life was all for whatever ignorance was outside. You know what I mean? And I prided myself by not necessarily following the rules that I thought those people were supposed to follow, but just being aware of them.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, I don't go over there without wearing red. I don't go over here with green. I don't go, et cetera, et cetera. So at one point in time, I was liking and subscribing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't think I was very good at it. But, I was all for whatever ignorance that was brought on through the gang culture or through gangs or whatnot.
Right.
So to be an adult and know how ignorant I previously was and how a lot of that didn't make sense, and to look at it now it's even further from making sense right now. So
Right.
it's kind of like those things that I thought it was grounded in, those common denominators that I thought people did have from that walk of life, it no longer exists. So I don't really see the purpose. Like in the 90s, you watch any documentary, they'll be like, yeah, I started banging, bruh, because I just really needed the family thing. You know, I ain't had no dad at home. And, you know, the big homie was like dad. You know what I'm saying? Well, what happens when you ain't got no big homie? What's the story for that? Like, what got you into that?
Yeah.
That sounds like peer pressure.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
Is that peer pressure, or was you just a loser? Was it not, you didn't have enough pride, ego, or value within yourself to just kind of stand on your own? Because right now at this age, that's what's gangster to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those people that's just kind of like, what, bro? Like, I ain't got to join y'all group of 5. Like, I'm a team of 1. Y'all gonna end up over here if anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, something happened to where that mentality is gone from that culture.
Yeah.
And now it's just, it don't make sense to me, but I'm learning, like, maybe this is just kind of like it was when we was young, and your dad or your mom or your grandpa hear your hip hop that you listening to, and they just like, boy, this ain't
that ain't
this
it.
ain't it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think we probably just hitting that area where it's like, this ain't it.
Yeah,
Well,
that's until you listen to their music that they was listening to.
Come on, man.
Cause I did feel away. I was like, yo, like, this is crazy. And then I started thinking, like, hold on. He said, I'm your mama, I'm your daddy, that nigga in the alley. Yo, Jeezy's just saying the same stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, they even had to get it from somewhere. But you know what? It was more finesse. It was more player. It was not so much aggression. Even when you look at like the Mac and Superfly, and then it's like, so that's why when Menace to Society and Boys in the Hood came out, I was like, oh, y'all doing it all wrong. God,
it was still a little bit of secrecy.
Yeah.
And remember, we had that, not we, but at the time, you would want to keep everything from the man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The man, brother.
Yeah, for sure.
Watch out, brother. You know what I mean? Slap on the black hand side. You know what I mean? Like everything was kind of like, we gonna keep this smooth and low key. Right now, social media with the need for all of us to kind of show our celebrity.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you mixing two things that contradict themselves, but we don't even know. We don't even know. And I feel like the people who do know, those was the ones that was supposed to be the OGs. But just like with the rest of our culture, I feel like it's hard to bring people up when you feel like you didn't get brought up.
Yeah.
When nobody carried you up there. Yeah. Now you want to carry Jamal and Darian? Like, nah, I ain't trying to carry Jamal and Darian up there. You know?
For real.
But hey, this is what it is. You know what? Why we talking about this? Because I keep saying our culture. Is this our culture, bro? Is this our culture?
I think it's our culture here on the West.
Just a small piece of it.
Yeah, it's a small...
It's not just this.
It's a small piece of it, but I think that it's a small piece of maybe some of the things that a lot of us grow to not be too fond of, just like any other culture in any other country. Because I would say that our culture globally would be the music, the timeless music, right? The creatives, you know what I'm saying? The inventors. I would say that is our base, our foundation, culture. And I think that there's other elements that are part of it. It's kind of like certain things you don't want on your pizza and certain things you want on your pizza. And if there's more things that you want on it than you don't want on it, you'll eat the slice. That's my definition. That's how I would look at our culture. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a part of it. It's like family, right? You have a couple bad seeds in the family, but that's not what your family is known for. That just is a relative.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
So check this out. In this imaginary scenario, the Coopers are known for just toxic stuff. Right? That's what y'all known for. Right. Beating people up, you know what I mean? Turning the party into, a closed club, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, y'all ending stuff early. Y'all known for that.
Yeah.
Right? with y'all being known for that, just like black people are known for hip hop, you know, even though we all don't listen,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? We kind of known for that. It's almost like, damn, am I taking the hits from this too? Like, is this a part of me, even though I'm not partaking? Is this still a part of me? Even though you're not out there busting heads, your family members bust heads.
I think that, honestly, I love this because this is a great example of what other cultures are dealing with from what we say, right? It's just like when we start talking about racism and stuff like that, there's people that are not of our hue that are like, I didn't do anything. This doesn't have anything to do with me. And it's like, yeah, that's how we feel when we get on the elevator and you clutch your purse, right? Or that's how you feel when 3 or 4 of us move in the neighborhood and now all of a sudden the value and the property is going down, right? Now you know how it feels. You're Eddie Kane talking to Flash saying, how does it feel to be me? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So the answer to that question is more so, or the response to the conversation is like, yeah, that's not us. That's not how we are. That's a part of something that we deal with within the culture, but that doesn't make up the whole culture. So you first. That's my mentality. My mentality is like, you first. When you change the way you look at it, maybe we will.
There we go.
Because we don't have the control. Not necessarily. We have control of ourselves, but we don't have control of how we get exploited. We don't control the way things are cut up and put out there. Just like you'll see an influencer, you'll see somebody on social media Kevin Samuels was a person that really got it bad with that, where it's like, yo, you took 30 seconds of my content and you didn't even watch the hour and a half. And a lot of people do get in those situations where it's like, wow, you really took 10 seconds of what I said and you didn't even take the whole, and you're not even looking at the whole context. See what I'm saying?
It's about the highlight reel.
Yeah.
Who wants to watch the whole thing?
Exactly. Exactly. It is the highlight reel, man. So that's how I see it, man. And
that does make sense.
Yeah.
And because I'm so weird, I'm gonna say weird. I was gonna say funny, but I don't want to volunteer my own funniness in there. But because I'm so weird, I start thinking about I can't control what you see, but it benefits me to be aware of what you might see, right? Like, I can't tell if you see me as this gangster or somebody who might rap or play sports or whatever the case may be, whatever they might assume about us, right? I can't control what you see, but I at least want to be aware that you might be seeing this, you know? And I feel like that changes a lot. That makes a big difference there. I remember, I just made myself think of a random story. I'm super random. I remember me and my cousin one day was walking home from this little kids club in Hagenwood, right?
Uh-huh.
And on the ground, I see a little spoon. I see some foil.
Okay.
Right? And I think like a little, it could have been like a fork, like a bent up fork or something,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
My kid mind, somebody just was eating outside. You know what I mean? Somebody was eating outside. They left their stuff outside. They got angry. They smashed the fork down. You know what I mean? My kid mind.
Okay.
That's what I seen.
Okay.
And you couldn't have told me nothing different.
Okay.
Right? But now, and shortly after, I knew like, oh, somebody cooking up in a different kind of way, like not in the kitchen. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like somebody out here getting laced. You know what I'm saying? And I guess my ignorance or just me being unaware, being ignorant, you know what I mean? At that young age, I couldn't really see nothing further than what my mind allowed me to see, which was spoon, foil, and cooking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of other cultures who aren't, familiar with the insides of our culture or the whole thing, when they see you, they might just be like, oh, rapper, football player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Entertainer, yeah.
They have no idea that it could be much more.
Right.
Right? That I'm getting lit with this spoon and this foil. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's real, man. So let's go into this real quick then. How do you feel about today's modern definition? I don't want to say today's modern definition, but there's like a tug of war of what the definition of a real man is. women have their definition, men have their definition, and you know, what are your thoughts with it with modern times? Because you know everything is different from how we came up. So, what would you say is the flaws or the positives as far as in what people say is a real man, and what are the negatives in comparison to how we were raised on what a real man was?
That's really a good one, man, because let's just go back to just from the beginning, right?
Right.
Like when I was young and what I was taught, what I thought I was taught, nobody ever directly just came out and said, provide. You know what I mean? But that's kind of the sense that I got.
Yeah.
You know, being raised by my father, like secure, lock down, provide,
right,
and strategize, you know, for the group.
Right.
You know? I never really had my father tell me what a man was or what a man would do or what a real man would do, right? Like music did. Music would be like, real nigga do blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
for real.
Et cetera, et cetera.
Do it at school tomorrow.
Right. I want to see my son. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I don't think nobody ever really came out and told me what a man is, right? I just seen the person that I assumed was a man, my example, right?
Yeah.
And I seen him provide. I seen him secure, and I seen him just kind of carry the weight.
Right.
You know what I mean? But here we are now, and I'm a father, you feel me, and a husband. And there has been times where I didn't have the income, and my wife had to hold it down, right? And there was a second of me feeling like, oh, I need to bounce back. And the urgency in that was, I'm not providing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could secure this thing. You know what I mean? Somebody running this house, you know what I mean? You probably gonna get left in this house, you know what I mean? But I wasn't providing. And for a while, that was something that was kind of beating me up mentally. Right? Even though nobody ever drilled it in, I just felt like that's what I was supposed to be doing. I was supposed to be providing. But now I think in a very calm way, I just look at it like the quarterback, right?
Yeah.
The quarterback or that sixth person on the team, right? He's gonna come and he's gonna fill in whatever slots might be lacking. Right. His job is to take care of the team as a whole. Right. But wherever we're lacking, that's where you're gonna see him the most. Right? So if finances are lacking, that's on me. Right? Okay. If security is lacking, that's on me. Okay. If cleaning is lacking, right? That's on me. Now, I might try to push it off on you, you know what I mean? Because you be complaining when I clean the bathroom, you know what I mean? You be trying to say I don't scrub it right. But no, like seriously. But no, seriously, I feel like it's not, there's no blanket statement, right? Yeah. And I feel like this might be benefiting people with their modern day definitions of gender and stuff. Like, no, there's no difference. Yeah. Right? But I do want to say this, and this could just be my relationship. Okay. And I will judge you based off of this too, right? Like, until I learn differently. Okay. Right? If I come over your house and your lady is complaining, right? I'm looking at you to change it. I'm like, yo, you feel me? She going off. Like, you either need to talk her into, resolving this, or you need to go resolve it. Yeah. Right? And I think that's just a really small way of saying I expect the man to carry the grunt. Yeah. You walk up. I expect the man to carry the heavy stuff.
Hold on, brother. Anyways.
There you go. There you go. She's going to pick herself up. Don't worry about that. She's going to pick herself up. She's a big girl, you know? But no, seriously, I don't know what all that might consist of specifically. Yeah, for sure. Because everybody's loop might be different, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody's puzzle might be different. Right. Right? But at my house, right, when it wasn't finances, I needed to cover the stress of the house. Right. Which was kids, cleaning, cooking, right? And maybe that made me a housewife for a little while. Well, eventually when the income got right again, right, I had to find that middle ground where I was needed, right? Because she still want to work. We both bringing in money now. Yeah. So does that mean I'm supposed to stop her to be the man? Do I got to be like, no, I need to bring in more than you or anything like that? I didn't really know. But I know whenever she's peaceful, I have done my job.
Yeah.
I've done my job.
I see it similar, but I see it as, the time that I did have my father, before it was cut short, I seen my father do all of it. You know what I'm saying? I seen him work a lot. I seen him clean, and I seen him take care of the cars. If there was something he couldn't fix, he had a mechanic. I still remember his name, Joe. Taking everything to Joe. Joe going, you know what I'm saying? And so to me, that was powerful. You know what I mean? Because I understood that there was something called gender roles once upon a time, but I seen my dad dabble. You know what I mean? But I also understood that roles can be important depending on the dynamic, not necessarily the gender, because some people weren't taught the position. You know what I mean? And I understood the dynamic was important because if you're just good at doing something and handling something, cool, but you gotta really take responsibility for the strong suits in that situation. You know what I mean? Because that's gonna eliminate the complaints about if you've done it right or if you've done it wrong or if you've done it on time. That's your strong suit, you know? So I see it that way. But when I look at the concept of what a real man is and what he's supposed to be, he's supposed to stand on what he's saying. You know, at times, a lot of us can be hypocrites. And a lot of times for the people that are genuine, it's not intentional. But I do believe that you really got to stand on what's going on. One of the things that, and I feel like we see things through a different lens than women. Like, for example, Love and Basketball, right? They love the movie. It's a love story.
Hey, man.
But to me, I seen, there was a love story involved. Yeah, all that drama. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like with the dynamic between Omar Epps and his dad, that's what I seen the most, because he felt the way about his dad not being who he was raising him to be, right? And then that kind of like damaged the family, and then that damaged how he seen everything. And like, you know, it didn't mean that his father was a terrible father. It's just it hurt him that he didn't stand on certain things that he was trying to raise him to be, right? That's the results of not standing on something when you're raising a young man or you're trying to raise your kids and stuff like that. Right. So I think, like, for starters, standing on, and I remember we having a conversation one time. We were just talking about different scenarios, and you said something that really stuck with me. You were explaining that, how can this person be a good A, B, C, D if they're not a good 1, 2, 3? And I said, that's a good point. But the reason why it's easy for your mind to go in that direction is because in this day and age, we want to separate everything from character. We want to say, you might be shady at this, man, but you a great person at this. And it's like, no, you might just be good at that, but you're just a shitball. You know what I'm saying?
Man, and a lot of times we try to act like that things don't correlate. You know what I mean? You're an incredible dad, but you are definitely a criminal. But I see when you take your kids out, you buy them everything. Yeah. Right? But you also jeopardizing the chances that you won't be there. You know what I mean? And does that really make you the greatest dad? You know, are we just going to ignore that part? And I'm not trying to say if you're a criminal, you're a bad dad. That was just my bad example for that situation. But yeah, a lot of times things are correlated, and we just try to ignore it. We try to act like they're not.
Well, it's that natural, I want to see the good in a person. And it's like, you can still see the good in a person and understand that they're not a good person too.
I like the remix to Ignition. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know?
That's an amazing point. That might went over some of y'all head. You know what I'm saying? But that's an amazing point, right?
Nah, right? Like cancel culture.
Oh God.
Yeah. That's basically like, the result of this. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
true. That's true. That's
cancel culture. True. I just watch you because you give me great horoscope advice. You know what I'm saying? And then you end up doing something like insider trading, and now we trying to cancel you. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But
Out of here.
what happened to the good horoscope? Like, I'm a Capricorn. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for sure.
But nah, I understand it. I again, in a weird way, I feel like our need to be celebrity, the same thing that drives us to social media and want to have all these followers and all that stuff, is the same thing that makes us condemn people publicly.
No, that's true.
You know
it's
what I mean?
It's a double-edged sword, and a lot of people don't understand that. It's kind of for the most part, it's blood on both hands, on both sides. On both hands, and for me, this is a good segue because you brought it up.
Boom, boom, boom.
Is there too many people with microphones, man? Is there too many people with microphones? Like, I know I have an answer, but I'm not gonna go first. I'm not gonna go first.
All right, so I can say yes and I can say no, and it's not because I got two different answers. It's because I feel like the natural process of getting people off the microphone is for us to hear people. I was gonna say motherfuckers.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, me and you, we both on the soapbox. That's what they used to call, right? You stand on your soapbox?
Yeah.
Right? Me and you both on the soapbox. You over here on 55th Street in Harlem, and I'm somewhere else, because I ain't never been to Harlem before. You know what I'm saying? But you preaching. You know what I mean? Or you giving whatever you want to call it, your speech. You know what I'm saying? You giving your word.
Right.
I'm giving my word. Right? There's going to be people over there that's feeling that. There's going to be people over here that's feeling this. There's going to be some people in the middle that's like, I'm feeling a little bit over here, or I'm feeling this over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the more speakers that we have, the more it quiets other speakers. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If we're all listening with, what do you want to call it? A constructive ear, right?
Okay.
A progressive ear.
Okay.
Right? If I'm listening with a progressive ear, then I can't listen to you and you and you and you and you, right? Because somebody's contradicting somebody here, unless you guys are all preaching something different, in which case let's have a congregation.
Right.
But more than likely, you're saying something different than these other people.
That's real. Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So even though it's 5 of you guys speaking, the truth is going to remain or show itself supreme eventually. Yes. Right? If that's what I'm listening for.
Right.
If that's what I'm looking for, then eventually, even though I might have started here and then ended up there, eventually I'm going to end up where the truth is. Where my truth is, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
So,
I hate that, by the way. I can't stand the my truth thing. Just tell the truth.
It makes me feel like when you say my truth, it's kind of like, nah, it's only the truth.
I'm going to tell you what made me hate it more. You're the reason why I hate it more. I used to not hate it. I used to hate it, but then you made me hate it more. And the way that you made me hate it more was the fact that we would talk about certain scenarios, certain folks we grew up with, right? And they would maybe make up a lie, or they would tell the director's cut of the story instead of what was in the script.
Very clever.
And you said, yo, you're changing my story.
Yeah,
when you lie about what happened, you're changing my story. And now that's making my story look invalid. And I was like, yo, that's an amazing point.
Yeah, man.
And so that made me double down and say, no, I really hate that concept. Because if me and you have a scenario where it's like, yo, we was rolling through this neighborhood and it was a drunk night and then we got into it with these people over here, we got to with those people over there, and this, that, and the third, and I'm telling a story, and then they're like, yo, Jay, D told us what happened. What happened? You like, yo, I pulled out 2 Berettas and I started wetting it up like I was Garden. And then after that, I pulled up to In-N-Out Burger and I robbed the register. And that's how he got the J's and I got the LeBrons.
Animal style.
I'm like, wait, what? That's not what happened. Then they come back to me and be like, yo, you didn't tell us that Jamal was really riding like that, and that's the reason why you got those kicks right now and why the animal style fries is going so crazy.
Yeah, don't change my story, man.
Don't change my story.
Yeah. I really, that pisses me off. And it's not because, like, I just don't want nobody say nothing bad of it. There's a lot of negative things that happen to me. There's a few people out there that can say they done beat me up, you know what I mean, and stuff like that, you know, and you know what I mean? Go ahead, go for it. I'm not gonna stop the truth, you know what I mean?
Right.
But if you going off telling the story, you know, we know I'm Bobby Boucher and I've been the water boy. You know what I mean? And then I earned my way up to being the hardest hitter on the team. And then you go tell your story to somebody and you just like, yeah, I was the hardest hitter on the team. You know what I mean? Jamal just got me water all year. All year. He was just the water boy. Like, wait, bro, like, you don't remember? Ooh, you don't remember I was doing that? You know what I mean? Like, you don't remember me hitting people, bro? You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
Nah, I feel like, because I take some, and I think when you love yourself, when you really love yourself and you love your story and you don't want to lie, you know what I mean? And you happy with your truth, you feel me? Then you don't want people changing your story because it's just kind of like, well, damn.
Yeah.
You was a gangster?
Yeah.
What was I doing?
Yeah.
I was a gangster too? You know what I mean? Like, did you beat me up? You know, I need my story to match with the story that I'm telling. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't get on stage and be telling this great story that features Darian, and then you go on there and then, you know what I mean? D Spill done been whooping me up my whole life.
Yup.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work
pause
for my
on
kids, man. I ain't gonna work for my kids, man. Don't tell nobody that you beat me up. Only one time. Only once. Nah.
Yeah, man, that's real. That's real, man. I mean, we could go on forever, man. We could definitely go on forever. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely want to say that I appreciate you pulling up. I appreciate the perspective on everything, man. And you know, I think that more conversations like this need to happen within the culture, even if there is too many mics. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's something we could do about that. Maybe y'all just got to pay attention to what you're really trying to hear, you know, but I definitely want to appreciate you pulling up. And and before we get out of here, go ahead and let everybody know about the Jollies one more time, where they can find you and what you got going.
www.thejolliesllc.com. Go get your toys. If you see something on there that you want, go ahead. And if you can't afford it, hit me up on my Instagram. If you see something that you want and it's not on the site, hit me up on the Instagram. We're going to get that for you. And I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate you too, boss.
Hey, man, appreciate it. Until next time, you're going to be seeing more Jamal. But you've been tuning in to Outside Raps. You already know what to do. Like, subscribe, turn the notifications on at the bell, leave comments, argue with us about our points if we're wrong, and let us know if we changed your story, and we'll see what we can do about it, even though we won't care. Until next time, peace.
Slipping in, hit you like I ain't really tripping cause I'm sipping right now. Bottles on the table, bartender like bad broads all wanna dance like see the cake through the Ray-Bans like haters see me in the new whip like rockin' more chains than a slave ship. Straight ballin' with my own team like stay shouting out my home team like my ex see me do my own thing like my new chick got that new